Hello, friends! Welcome back to Nokomis Storytime. For those who don't know, my name is Grace, and today we are going to read a book about patience. It is called Remy the Rhino Learns Patience. Written and illustrated by Andy McGuire. He'd taken deep breaths and had counted to 10. But Remy the Rhino was charging again. The zebras this time were about to get hurt, 'cause they'd eaten the grass that he'd saved for dessert. It seemed there was constantly someone to charge, because that's what you do when you're angry and large. His doctor would say he had issues with rage, while his daddy just told him to please act your age. Everything always made Remy upset. The dust was too dry, the water too wet. He hated the heat and he hated the cold. He wouldn't put up with the young or the old. The meerkats were jumpy, the hornbills too loud. Giraffes made him grumpy, the lions too proud. Gazelles were too timid, baboons made him scowl. They'd better stop bothering Remy right now. One evening he dropped for a snooze on the ground when an aardvark came bumbling and shuffling around. Hungry for insects, she searched with her nose till she tripped on a patch of rhinoceros toes. Well, Remy got mad, as you probably guessed. But the aardvark did something I wouldn't suggest. She stood there and waited for Remy to charge her. She stood there and watched him get closer and larger. At the very last moment, as quick as can be, she dodged, and Remy ran into a tree. He tried to step back, but his horn had got caught, and the more Remy struggled, the stucker it got. He groaned and he steamed, he moaned and he grunted, but still that old tree wouldn't do what he wanted. He screamed like a banshee, he stomped on the ground. It sounded like thunder for miles around. Hundreds of animals fled in confusion. Then the aardvark said softly, "I have a solution." Remy calmed down for a moment or two. So the aardvark went on, "I know just what to do. What you need is some creatures to chew on this tree. I've got some connections. You leave it to me." The aardvark left Remy alone to consider. What kind of beasts nibbled trees for their dinner? Remy was growing a little afraid when the aardvark came back with a termite parade. "My termites are perfect for work of this kind, but there's one little thing that you must keep in mind. Whenever you angrily struggle and jerk, it scares off the termites and slows down their work." So, as Remy experienced strange new sensations, he took a crash course in the virtue of patience. He waded through rain and he waded through thunder. He waded through birds climbing over and under. He waded through leopards' absurd decorations. He waded through gawkers from far away nations. He waded through elephant balancing acts until little by little he learned to relax. The end. That was Remy the Rhino Learns Patience, written and illustrated by Andy McGuire. For those of you reading and keeping track of our readathon minutes, we read for only about 4 minutes today. So I would encourage you guys to find a book at home and read your 20 to 30 minutes so that you can meet your goal. All right, we'll see you back here again tomorrow. Keep on reading.